global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Some hours ago, yesterday to be precise, Peter Obi did a speech, a charge that is quite electrifying in Abuja. A lot of Obedient supporters were there live. He gave a lowdown on a lot of things. I can't go into details now because that's about a very long video. For more details on that, watch the video in our feed. I think about the last video we uploaded, really, where he spoke at length. Okay, you hear from the horse's mouth. But there's something unique that is getting everybody super duper excited. Is the fact that one of the strongest proponents of Atiku Abubakar, one of the strong, should I call, one who doesn't technically doesn't support Peter Obi because he has been dicey until he came all out, talking about Reno, Omokri, have decided to make a U-turn. What he said is really shocking and surprising. I guess for those who think that Peter Obi is just a social media sensation, you may need to have a rethink over this matter because Peter Obi is sinking in. Peter Obi is spreading like wildfire. People are catching in on it, and people are beginning to look beyond ethnicity as capacity, efficiency, and integrity is what Nigeria needs now more than ever. Either we win, we build as a nation, or we sink and we are lost forever as a nation, probably breaking into pieces. It's up to us as a electorate to choose the right president. But let's find out really what Reno is saying that a lot of Nigerians are surprised, being that he's actually articulated and Nigerians are actually going obedient. Let's find out. Before we do that, can you subscribe to our channel? Let's go straight to the news. Reno Omokri, who happened to be the former presidential aide, has advised obedience to consider transparency and personal fulfillment in choosing Atiku to succeed Muhammadu Buhari. The author took to his official social media account to plead that the support for Atiku by obedience will go a very long way in 2023 general elections. He wrote, "People who say things like ignore obedient, they only exist on social media. They are less than 1% of the electorate. They don't understand the elections, so no matter how small 1% is, or 1 is as a number, 1 is 999,999 needs to become 1 million. We need obedience. We need that one to make the million. Say, please, join us. Let's vote for Atiku." From the tweet, Reno had finally admitted how vital the obedient social media force can make a change in 2023 general election despite taking a soft 1% jib at them. The tweet has always shown how the obedient movement is giving sleepless nights and serious care to members of the People's Democratic Party and other parties ahead of 2023 elections. As usual, Peter Obi supporters have countered the tweet, while Reno, who has been a strong PDP member since the days of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, will always stand his ground for Atiku Abubakar and PDP. Let me quote him word for word. He said, "People who say things like ignore obedience, they only exist on social media. They are less than 1% of the electorate, and so on and so forth. Don't understand elections. No matter how small 1 is, 999,999 needs to become 1 million. We need obedience. Please join us. Please, let's vote for Atiku." A lot of Nigerians have reacted to this. Okay, but before we go into the reactions, we've always known, I personally have always known that Reno Omokri has always been articulated, but he has been always tactical about it. He's always, this is the first time probably he's coming very straight. He will always say, I was with Obi the other time. He will take a snapshot of Obi. Obi is competent. Obi is good, but we need this. He has not always been very straight. A lot of Nigerians have always been following because one, they see him as he terms himself a table shaker. He terms himself a Buhari tormentor and all that. So a lot of Nigerians believe, okay, yes, he has Nigeria in his heart. Some persons follow him for his nuggets. All right, some persons feel that he's a man of wisdom and he has Nigerians at heart. But when he started coming against Peter Obi, he didn't see it coming. The media jabs against Peter Obi has always been very strong, really. And sometimes they try to drag Peter Obi out so that he will make a speech. But the obedient supporters have always watched the back of Peter Obi. One of the strongest advocates of Peter Obi, I love listening to her, is Aisha Yusufo. You may not like her much. She's always straight to the point. But the truth is, if you listen to her, really, you realize that she's saying nothing but the truth. And she has always told Peter Obi, don't gag our mouth. Let us speak. Whether gag for good or gag, all gag is gag. Don't tell us, don't respond to anybody. Allow me to respond. Say, this is social media age. Everybody has the right to respond. If they have the right to jab, we also have the right to respond. Okay, so to a great extent, the obedient supporters have, so to speak, watched the back of Peter Obi. Peter Obi is a humble person. Peter Obi is humble. His humility is legendary. So a whole lot of people have tried to, take his simplicity for granted. But not for the obedient supporters who always remind them that he's simple does not mean he doesn't have followers. All right, that clearly reminds me of what happened to Omokri and David Hundayin, when Omokri had a field day trying to bring down Peter Obi. Peter Obi didn't even respond with the obituary write-up. It was the likes of Peter Obi supporters and David Hundayin that arranged the whole thing. Now, Omokri is no more talking. Before now, Omokri will always do a rejoiner or he will say something. But David Hundayin just narrated the whole scenario and everybody's in their lane. This issue of fake news and all that, a lot of Nigerians have started going through those issue of fake news, that where it was originated from, where Tinubu's team had actually called out Peter Obi saying that I should watch his people, that they are bringing out fake news. They took time and did their investigation and found out, just like the prayer mat saga, that it was actually somebody with a very malicious and nefarious tendencies that tried to open a funny website, created a silly news. They changed some names and all that, called it obedient, obedient supporters, and decided to spread it. And so that they could always the whole thing was getting so funny. But then there was a disclaimer that I applauded the media team of Peter Obi, saying for going forward, if you don't see any write-up with our endorsement on it, Peter Obi's campaign team is not from Peter Obi's team, it's not from Peter Obi supporters. That is coming from very funny set of groups. That way, if you see such things, you just know it's not from Peter Obi, so that everybody would be in their lane. Because right now, Nigerians are seriously looking forward to the campaign where everybody will come out. And personally, I would love to. I just hope that they would put it in our constitution going forward. And in all elections going forward, there must be presidential debate. It should be sacrosanct. We need to know those who want to govern us, not the ones that they will always boycott a presidential debate, and tomorrow they will end up winning. We will now begin to assume that what they meant by their campaign is this. We need to hear from the horse's mouth. Going for, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I honestly pray that this year's this election period, there should truly be presidential debates. I'm not referring to vice president. Vice president, they're not the one that will rule. So there's no need having a vice presidential debate. Let it be presidential. We want to hear from Atiku Abubakar. Questions answered. We want to hear from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thus far, he has been avoiding media interviews. It is pre-recorded. We have been hearing from Peter Obi. We also want to hear from him. We the electorate, we're the one employing them, right? So let's we should pick from the 3 or the 4, depending on those who will come, plus Kongo Aso and Omoyele. So let's know those who have Nigeria at heart. They would not know what to do as we enter the polls. I just hope that INEC will look into this. That's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's just now come